So lots to talk about Franklin Park. You had two really wonderful, very detailed articles on things going on there, and so I'm listening.
Well, there was a work session. You know, council has regular meetings where they talk about a plethora of things. Then they have work sessions, and this was their annual one to focus on Franklin Park issues. Mm-hmm. And our really, what I consider our feature article is about the crime situation. Right. The police were involved in that conversation, and the good news is that crime is down. Mm-hmm. The number of crimes being reported, there are categories of crimes that you report to the FBI. That is down. Violent crime is down. It's many of the markers are going in the right direction, are moving down. Vehicle crime is not down, but you know, vehicle crime also is, you know, everywhere.
They say that it's so much harder to solve because crimes against people, you at least have a witness, and you've got more information to work with. Where against things, cars, they just happen when no one's around, right?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Another point in the article, they talk to the officer who is at Franklin Park. I think he rides a bike around, and I think having a presence there, building a relationship between law enforcement and the community. It's not just Franklin Park. Everywhere needs a healthy relationship like that. But I think, and we've reported, there's, you know, look back over the last year of news reviews, and you'll see all kinds of events and programs and things that are happening. So I think that the point of the article and the point of the point here is that things are moving in a good direction.
They're better, yeah. Things are more stable. That retention rate is 70%, as you mentioned, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So beyond the crime, there was a whole, you know, kind of a laundry list of what's going well. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they are keeping more people. So apparently they have about a 94% occupancy, and then 70% stay after the first year, which, according to management, I think Denise Knight mentioned this at the meeting. That's higher for them, and it's also good. You know, it's good in the industry in general. But what that means is people are staying longer. They're more invested in the community. It's not as transient. They're staying put.
Right, and people have a stake in having a good community because they're staying.
I was intrigued that Silky Pope commented that as a teacher at Spring Hill Lake Elementary, she can see a difference. She can sense as an elementary school teacher the cohesiveness or the community, I don't know, stability, I guess is the best word I can think of.
So Tuesday, December 17th, we have a meeting coming up, issue dear to many Greenbelters' hearts, the NCOZ, the Neighborhood Conservation Overlay Zone.
Yes, and we've had several meetings like this that we've publicized, that people have gone to, not on this topic, but other topics. So when Greenbelt Station, the whole issue of their students going to Roosevelt, going to Greenbelt schools. Before that, there was a community meeting. Mm-hmm. Last week, we reported on an open house at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center about the whole Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and people attended. There are opportunities. You know, in a democracy, there are opportunities for citizens, for residents to make their voice heard, to speak directly. And so this is another one. This is why we have the article. And if you care about zoning, and this is an old Greenbelt issue, a GHI issue, mm-hmm. If you care about that, if you are interested in the future of that, this is the time, you know, to go to this meeting and speak up and share your thoughts and learn some things as well.
Exactly. So let me just repeat, that's going to be Tuesday, December 17th. It's in the all-purpose room, which is directly across the hall from the Gate Studios. All right, several letters responded to the letter last week about specific complaints about co-op.
Yeah, you and I, we typically don't discuss letters to the editor, but sometimes I wonder if that's maybe not, I don't want to say real news, but where news meets people, where news meets residents, often is reflected in the letters. And last week we published a letter that was had some strong words about the co-op, strongly, suggesting management needed to think new thoughts, look at things from a different point of view. And so we got several letters this week, and one especially I appreciated was from the management. And they shared some things that I'd never heard before, actually, and I've talked to some of them directly, and the letter commented on things they're looking at, even things like reconfiguring the store, looking at the actual physical plant and curbside service, other things. So the point is, and this goes back to the zoning issue, it's let's talk. It's about dialogue, it's about communication. Sometimes it means going to a meeting, sometimes it means writing a letter to the editor of the newspaper.
Right, and being critical doesn't mean that you're not supportive. It actually might be a good way of being supportive by saying, hey look, this is really kind of hard for me to say, but it needs to be said.
Sometimes friends have to say a difficult thing. Hopefully they say it in kindness or civility. But yeah, that's right. And so if this continues, I don't say it starts, but if this continues, a dialogue that will, in the long run, help the co-op, help this community keep that presence there, then fantastic.
Great. Thanks for bringing us up to speed on things happening in Greenbelt this week.
Glad to do it.